So one time I made a video and I said I don't know why me and Colt aren't together because it's obvious we're soulmates. But then somebody commented saying that he wasn't with me because I was stalking him, that it was Colt. And that's not true. I never did stalk Colt. In fact, it was the opposite. If anything, I'll tell y'all exactly what happened. Well, if anything, Colt was stalking me, but I don't think he was. Probably, maybe he was. So, well, one, he got a stranger to hook a machine up to me. That was weird and CIA-ish. And then he left me stranded in Miami, left me alone in my apartment with a Colt after me, and didn't talk to me for a long time, and then called me the day I left Miami. That was weird. Stalkerish. So I went to Panama City and we were talking, and then I came back in Miami, and I had been able to get in touch with him a few days before that, and I found him at the Salvation Army because I went by his halfway house and asked them where they were at, and they said, we think he's at the Salvation Army. And I didn't know if he was there or not. They wouldn't tell me. And I gave him a notebook. I said, well, if he's here, and it said Monarch in it. And I said, if he's here, give this to him. So I prayed, and something told me to walk around to the other side of the building. And the exact same time I walked around to the other side of the building, he walked out. So this was the second time God brought us together. So we stayed together for a few days, and then he left me again. He got sick, supposedly. He went to the hospital, and he wasn't very nice to me. And so I don't know why I love him so much, because we're soulmates. That's why I love him. So anyways, he went to the hospital. I called, and his mama answered, and she said, you better not come up here, and you need to leave Miami. His mama's not very nice to me, even though I've treated him very good. Really better than anybody else as far as I know, including his mama. And so I was heartbroken. I didn't come see him at the hospital because I'm not a stalker. I didn't come see him at the hospital. I did go to that hospital and check myself into the psych ward because my heart was broken. And so I didn't talk to Colt again for a long time. I ended up in Little Havana in a hostel where they were running mind control programs on me, and where I started making coke videos. And and then God told me to put Colt in my videos. And or that's what I thought anyways. And I didn't think I'd ever see him again, but I prayed and chanted every day for me and him to see each other again. So I started making coke videos, and I started putting Colt in them on Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Eve 2021. And then I left Little Havana because people were telling me they were going to kill me, which that's usually why I leave someplace. It's happened a bunch. So I left Little Havana. I quit putting Colt in my videos. I only put him in my videos for a few months. Every time I put him in my videos just because people are telling me I'm going to die. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to die, I want Colt to know I love him. And I want everybody to know I love him, and we're twin flames, because we'd already agreed upon that we're soulmates and we're twin flames. It's so obvious. And then, so a year and a half after the last time I seen Colt, I ended up in a mental hospital because I had been ran off by people bothering me, this time the owner of a halfway house. And in walks Colt. I'm in the living room, and Colt walks in the living room. They walk him in. What are the chances of that? So it wasn't me stalking Colt. If anything, it was Colt stalking me. Really, he's probably got some answers. I was looking at our text, and he said some pretty crazy shit to me, and he did get a lady to hook a machine up to me. But we got along, and then he screamed at me in front of everybody and said, you're the reason I don't get on TikTok anymore, which isn't true, because he had quit getting on TikTok when he left Miami, months and months and months before I ever started putting him in my videos. And he said, the person that commented on my TikTok said I went to his mama's house and they had to call the police. And that's a lie, considering his mama lived in North Florida and I was in Miami. I called his mom a few times, and I told her he was bisexual. And I called his mom a few times. When she told me to quit calling, I quit calling. But I did say to her, me and Colt are going to get remembered together forever because I put him in my videos, and I'm not a liar. And I'm sorry, Colt. You know, they've been doing mind control on me. It's obvious because I have a speech about barcodes. I think it was you that day. And then whoever did it took the worst pic screenshot they could of me and made some stupid video saying I'm a stalker and his mama had to call the police on me, which is a lie. And so I quit putting him, I had quit putting him in my videos for a really long time. And then people started telling me I was going to die again, and Bradley had beat me up. My only friend beat me up. My only friend led me on for 2 years, and when I finally made a move on him, beat the shit out of me, and everybody at work knew. I was covered in blood, and people were telling me I was going to die. Bradley was telling me, if I kill you, I'll be the most famous person that ever lived. So I'm sorry, Colt. And everybody else was telling me I was going to die. And they were doing mind control on me at work and at my apartment. And I missed Colt, and I started putting him in my videos again. And I still miss him. And I'm sorry I said that to his mama. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything.